WMOA, AM 1490 and FM 101.3.
Welcome once again to our Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame Spotlight interview going into the class of 2023, a guy from the class of 1960, Marietta High School, Bob Warden. Thanks for joining us, and maybe for the listeners, just a little idea of where you are now and what you're doing, and if you ever get back to the fair city here.
Yeah, well, I was back a couple of years ago and got in contact with a couple of my buddies. Phil Offenberger, Butch Wigton, Neil Gregory, Bill Wigton. And then from high school, I went to Southern California, got in construction. I wanted to become a contractor, so I went to UCLA extension class so I could get my license, and started Warden Construction Corporation. We had a framing business that went for 6 years, and decided to get out of that. It's better to work for somebody. So, and then had worked there for 19 years and decided to retire, moved to Florida, started another business, only with this time I was doing a business for wall protection for hurricanes called Board, and I've been doing it ever since I moved here in 2005.
Bob Warden, our guest, class of 1960 and the 2023 induction class of the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame. So, Mr. Warden, anybody that knows anything about Marietta High School athletics immediately goes to the class of 1960. So let's go to the class of 1960. Football, track, basketball, a very different day and time as it relates to sports, but a team that still is at the top of the list when people talk about the great teams to ever pass through the high school. So kind of take us back there and give us a little bit of that feeling you remember of guys that seem to do everything right when we look at those sports.
Yeah, we to this day we had togetherness. Everybody was helping each other and enjoyed each other's company, not only of football but outside of sports. Example, one time I went back to Ohio. I got a speeding ticket just outside of Marietta, the ramp there on Pike Street on 75. It came out in the paper, and I had not told anybody I was coming back, and Neil Gregory saw that information in the paper and called me up, asked me how come I didn't call him, let him know. All of us players, we had different friends in that, but we all stuck together, and to this day, we're still very close.
Football, track, and basketball for you. Tell us what your favorite, if you had a favorite, what your favorite was, and then maybe just hit on each one of those sports that you were involved in, and if there's a highlight. I know there's probably many, but maybe just pick one highlight from each of the seasons. Okay,
on the football end of it, one highlight I had was we were playing Lancaster, as I recall, and it was a muddy field, and went after a tackle, and I missed the tackle, but I got the mud hole that was along the edge of the field because it had been raining really hard, and so I got kind of messed up there. But in basketball, I was the sixth man probably. I wasn't good enough to be first team, but whenever the coach wanted somebody to get in and get a rebound, why, he'd tell me, get in there, but don't foul. So I go in and I'd foul. In track, I ran the 440 and the mile relay. And the memories there was going up to Columbus and run in the 440 and the mile relay at the state level. That was cool. And baseball, I only played 1 year of baseball. I could catch the ball. I was a catcher. I could catch the ball and I could throw the ball, but I couldn't hit the thing. That thing, if it were if it were a basketball, I could maybe hit it, but I just couldn't hit it. My dad would say that there's not everything he could do to teach me how to hit that ball. It wouldn't be good enough to teach me. So
Bob Warden is our guest, the 2023 induction class of the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame, graduation year of 1960. And Mr. Warden, they say that the great players, the great athletes, remember the things maybe that they didn't do right. You mentioned football, a missed tackle. You mentioned basketball, you were told not to foul. You remember going in and fouling. In baseball, you remember that you couldn't hit the ball, and thank goodness for going to state and track. But that's a testament, I think, about what a great athlete it was. I guess talk about getting the call about the Athletic Hall of Fame and maybe your expectations of that special weekend in October this year.
Yeah, it's coming quickly, and I'm looking forward to it. I never even thought of anything like this, particularly being 81. But I'm sorry, man.
No, that's fine.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that's fantastic. Just a privilege to talk to you, and a congratulations to you for going into the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame. We wish you the best. We look forward to seeing you when you come to town, and thank you for taking a little bit of time with us to share those great memories.
Okay, John, thank you guys very much, and I'm looking forward to meeting you and for the ceremony. So.
All right. That's Bob Warden, class of 1960, and Hall of Famer, class of 2023. October 7th is the ceremonies for the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame. We're looking forward to it. Now back to the studio.